Hey everyone, it's Annie
and Brady
from the Never Growing Up podcast, a Disney Parks podcast for adults.
Thanks so much for joining us for this week's episode. Make sure you subscribe and leave a rating for us on whatever app you're joining our conversation.
And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links for all of our accounts are in our show notes.
Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Never Growing Up podcast, the Disney Parks podcast for adults. Today, based on your votes, we're going to be starting our tour of Epcot. And we are at least going to be doing at least Future World East, maybe Future World West. We'll see where it ends up because you know how we go off on a tangent, guys. I mean, you can't help it, and that's why you love us. So stay tuned. Hi. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is that like background music?
It is the entrance music to Epcot. Do you guys feel like you're there? I'm turning it off so we don't get
like
sued.
I'm there.
Yep, we're
I feel
here.
Like I'm there. Oh my God.
Staring at the ball as I would.
Oh my God, I love it so much. Hey guys, it's been a hot minute. Well, since we've recorded together, actually, we haven't been able to record for over a month, so we kind of spread out the 2 episodes because we knew we couldn't do anything regularly. So this is really exciting for Brady and me because we get to talk to each other.
Yeah, and, guys, literally, we logged in on this app that we used to record like 20 minutes ago, but I get so excited that we haven't talked in a long time, so I just start like spewing words at her.
It's so fun. We're so excited to be back live and bringing you a more normal schedule. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Annie. Hi, I'm at WDW Collective on the Insta page. And with me is my most very missed co-host. I missed you, even though you guys just got an episode. But for me, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. And my name is Brady McCleary, known to you guys as Brady Cam on Instagram. And actually, I want to touch on that just a bit because I'm sure you guys have noticed my Instagram has kind of changed a little bit. It's not, I wouldn't say necessarily strictly Disney anymore. I'm not going to say that it's not ever going to have Disney posts on it. But, you know, I've really been called to help. I say called as if I'm like religious, but like my spirit.
It is. Honest to God, that is absolutely right. Yes.
To really like reach out and help people like kind of find a way to improve themselves. Like I don't want to say motivational speaker because I'm not speaking to them, but I just want people to know that no matter how you live your life, even if, you know, you have dishes piling up in the sink and you did one dish, cool, you did one dish. Did you just rinse off a fork so that you could use it again? Yeah, but you did one dish and that's okay. You know, yep. I want people to know, and I know you guys have all seen, it's also taken a huge turn towards LGBT. But obviously I'm a part of that community, and a lot of people use social media as a way to like just, like, even if they're in the closet, that's their way that they can kind of like just scope things out. And, you know, somebody comes across my page and it sees the, you know, LGBT suicide hotline first off the bat, and then like a whole list of things that I want to do to help them, you know, hopefully they'll reach out to me instead of end their life, because that's a huge problem in our community. It's a huge problem in a lot of communities, but this is what I'm focusing on right now. So that's where I'm at on my page. I'm still very much Disney, but I have a whole other world that I want to reach out to and not have to make a whole new platform for.
Yeah.
So, thanks for sticking around. I've seen about 150 people have left, but you know, that's okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. It's okay.
But
I mean, honestly, like I've lost a few. I actually lost a few recently, and mainly just because I haven't been posting. I actually took just like a break. I just wanted to take a break because I get a little down, and it's not necessarily the podcast. I love being able to talk on the podcast, so this has been giving me. This always gives me joy, but like I've been a little down because I don't know the next time I'm going to be going to Disney. Obviously, we've talked about this. We're both annual pass holders, but
yeah.
You know, I personally don't feel it's not safe for me to go as someone who is high risk.
Did you end up canceling your pass?
So no, I haven't because I still have time
Yeah.
up until November, which I don't think things are going to change. But the reason why I haven't canceled it is because I don't want to miss out on the discount to re-up my pass because I do I say this now, but I'm really hoping, there will be a vaccine and then, I'll be able to just kind of re-up and then it'll be fine. It won't be like later on in the year. Like I don't want to miss that discount. I still have like 2 more months to decide, so we'll see. But
Yeah. They're starting to
I haven't
charge
done it
me again monthly since I'm a Florida
yet.
resident. Um,
Yeah.
and I couldn't cancel it. I couldn't get myself to do it. I've been a
Yeah,
pass holder
that's
for
another
5
thing.
years, and
Yeah.
again, that discount we've talked about before, it's not like huge or anything, but it does kind of negate the price hike.
Sure.
I
Right.
guess the extremity of the price hike because it always goes up by at
Right.
least $100. So it
Right.
does help buffer that. But yeah, no, I couldn't get myself to cancel it. So I saw
I know.
$120 come out of my account the other day, and I was like, "The hell!" I was like, "Oh yeah,
Uh, yeah. Yeah, I just haven't. That's another thing. Like, I just became a pass holder last year.
it's
fought it
exciting and
for.
new, and you
I
finally did it."
know. I finally did it,
You
and I
brought
fought it for
COVID.
so long. Ugh, this thing has just ruined so many lives on so many levels. But you guys, we hear you and see that you are into these tours that we've been doing. So we're like, let's keep this train going.
And honestly, like out of all the times we ever asked for things like on our social media, like we're like, "Hey, what do you guys want to hear?" And crickets. This time we're like,
Yeah.
"Where do you want to go to next?" Epcot, Animal Kingdom. Actually,
And it was
oddly enough, Hollywood Studios I think was the runner-up, wasn't
yes.
it?
Like, by basically 2 votes. Like, that's how even it was for the longest time up until, like, right before the story went away, and it was literally 2 votes in between Epcot and Hollywood Studios, so I'm assuming that's the one we're gonna do next. It's Hollywood
Yeah.
Studios. But w and Epcot's kind of an interesting one because obviously well, up until the shutdown, there was so much change coming to Epcot, and so it's almost like, what do we even talk about in the future? At least in the future world portion, because there's so much change. But now, since they've kind of since they've reopened the parks, they've said that they've indefinitely put off some changes that were going to happen to Epcot. So we're gonna talk. So just because of that, we're gonna talk about what's open today.
Mhm.
Like it's not like Magic Kingdom where we are able to talk about it. Where yeah, some of those places aren't open yet today, but they'll still be there.
Although
So
I'm
oh, go
looking,
ahead. Sorry.
I'm looking at the map, guys. We have the most recent map we could possibly find open. It's from July of
Hmm.
2020. So what we're seeing is what is you should expect while you're there. However, usually like let's talk Star Wars Land real quick. Like when only one of the section of that park was open before they opened up Rise of the Resistance, that didn't show up on the map. So I'm looking at the map
Right.
now, and it's showing Guardians of the Galaxy. It's showing Future Home of Play. Like, so that's pretty cool. They usually don't do that. Usually those spots would still be
That's
blank
a really good
until it
point.
is
Yeah,
open. And
dude, I didn't
honest,
even notice
also,
that. You were like a freaking detective.
well, us
I
gays,
didn't even notice that. Now I
better
see
than
it
the
like the
FBI.
play, and you are the
Yeah, like so.
FBI.
I think that's pretty cool that they're actually showing that. I think that's to give hope, like it's still happening. Um,
Yes.
and then
Yes. For sure.
also, I guess since we're diving in, let's dive in. I would say let's start at the entrance, considering they have
Yeah.
posted pictures of the new like things that you can see from the top of like the coverings at the entrance, like those beautiful pillars.
I know, and they look so old school. The fountain that the wasn't a fountain. Yeah, I guess that's the fountain they replaced, and it's now
Hmm.
got the old Epcot logo, like glass. Are they glass? It looks like glass. Something
Uh,
like glass.
I want
Fiberglass.
to.
Who
It's
knows?
probably like a real high tech Disney invention of a form of glass. I'm sure.
Yes.
Shit, Disney's got so much money still, even after all this. It's
I
probably just
know.
diamond.
It's just basically diamonds. And it looks fantastic, and I've been so excited for some of the changes that they've been I was and we talked about this, like, way back, so you guys
Hmm.
can go back if you haven't listened. But with some of the changes that they were gonna make to Epcot, like, I was a little concerned because I didn't want this to become IP land. When we say IP land, it means, like, they're just turning everything into, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, for example.
Right. I feel like
I'm
again,
still not thrilled
where
about
I'm
that, but
still I think Guardians of the Galaxy should have gone to Hollywood Studios. Let
100%,
Hollywood
100%.
Studios be IP land because that's exactly what that
Yeah, that's
is.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
Oh, I hope they bring Cars Land there one day. One day. One
One
day.
day.
I still think the Cars ride is better than Flight of Passage. I know I'm gonna piss people off by saying that, but I think the Cars ride at Disneyland is the best Disney ride in all of Disney, all Disney parks, at least the ones that I've experienced. I mean, here we are. I'm already causing controversy, and it is 10 minutes into this show. We wanted to come back with the hard-hitting news, guys. Hard-hitting news. So, let's get started, huh? Oh, there it is, there it
I
is.
was
I was
looking
waiting
for it.
for it.
I guess I
I was like,
closed it
"Maybe he
earlier.
agrees with me."
No, I've
I
never
was
been
like,
on the
"Maybe
Cars
he
ride.
agrees."
I've never been on the Cars ride, so I can't talk against it, but I just fucking love Flight of Passage.
Flight of
Which
Passage
I
is
saw in
amazing. You
a
know what? I think
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was
I was
gonna say
gonna
I
say
saw in a we're so bad at this. I saw in a LGBT Disney group that I'm in, and they're like, unpopular opinion, Disney edition. I think Flight of Passage is not that great. And I was like, okay. Okay. Leaves group immediately.
Oh, no, it's amazing. And so here's what I was going to say was, I need to give Flight of Passage another chance. I will say that it's number 2 in my book. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's absolutely amazing. I think I was just so mad that I had to wait in a line for over an hour and a half that I couldn't fully enjoy the ride. So I will give it another chance. That's all.
I would like to go
Let's get
on the Cars ride.
started. It's great. It's so nice. And it's even better at nighttime. That's the time to ride it, is nighttime. It's stunning. Stunning! Oh, I miss it so bad. I miss it. All right, kids, let's get started. So, yeah, so there's obviously been some serious. Last time I was at Disney was in October of last year, unfortunately, Disney World, and there's clearly a lot of construction going on. So I'm assuming some of that has cleared a little bit from some of the pictures that I've seen. It's not as bad, from what I
It does
understand.
definitely look like at least some of the like construction walkways, narrowed walkways are
Yeah.
alleviated, I guess I could say.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you're walking in, and a couple of things that I think are still remaining the same. So, for first thing is like Gateway Gifts, which is just a random ass gift store. And it's also where you can pick up your bags that you've sent to the front of the store, which I'm assuming is still or front of the park, which I'm assuming is still happening. That you can pick up at the end of your day and take to the parking lot. And it's also where I bought my like really, really nice magic band for my annual pass. It makes me so sad. But that's probably like the first thing you'll see. Gateway Gifts is like, meh.
It's
I
there.
mean, nothing really different. It's there.
I mean, actually,
It's there.
every now and again, because Matt and I really like to get the Loungefly stuff, and every now and again, that's
Oh
where
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
see some of the bags first. Like the Haunted Mansion one, for the longest time,
Mhm.
I would say they literally showed up the day after I got there for my 8-day stint that I was there, and
Mhm.
they didn't show up at any of the other parks until like maybe day 5 of my stint there. So like it was there first, which was pretty cool.
Oh wow. You know what? You're actually right. I think that's a really good point to talk about because a lot of times when like I can't find certain particular things that I want to find, and like it, let's use the mouse gears example for Epcot, right?
Hmm.
Which is like the emporium of Epcot. And you can pretty much you in theory can pretty much find everything there. Sometimes when things are out there, you can definitely find it at Gateway Gives. So don't
Oh yeah,
discount it.
yeah. It's kind of like the unsung hero who's like, I'm trying to be the store you guys want me to be. I have the things you need.
I
Come here, come to me.
know. It's like we can help you.
Yeah, I just looked at my phone, and the last time I went to Disney World was during the Unmarathon.
Which was just about a year ago.
Yeah.
Uh, so let's talk about the pièce de résistance of Epcot, the the emblem of Epcot, which is Spaceship Earth, which should have technically been closed by now.
Which is it open still?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they
because it's on
indefinitely
the map.
postponed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they indefinitely postponed the refurb, so we don't know when that's going to happen. Because remember, it was supposed to close for like at least 2.5 years,
Yeah.
and so I think with they've at least what they've said is that they postponed it indefinitely. So we are going to be having the same Judi Dench led Spaceship Earth that we've had at least for the foreseeable future.
Which I wonder how long it's going to be postponed. Because again, you said indefinitely, but like Disney's missing out on so much money right now because there's such a drop in admissions, and not just because
Right.
it's so kind of borderline annoying to set up your trip. Um, like we had to postpone our trip to June of next year. Where
Right.
so my mom and my family, they all have actual tickets, the military tickets, which they're honoring until the end of next year if you got them this year, which is great. But they're able
Right.
to go into their Disney Experience app and schedule their days, whereas Matt can't. But I also can't afford $500
Right.
tickets right now, so he and I
Right.
could get tickets. So when it comes closer to, will we be able to go to the parks the same day?
That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. Oh,
So
Jesus.
yeah, so it's gonna
I
be
don't
it's gonna
know.
be a little crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so I don't know how long it's gonna be because they have so many projects going on as it is. Will they even bother
Yeah.
starting to spend the money on this for now?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm perfectly fine. Like when they said that they were going to do like a major overhaul. So it's not like what they've done before where they've done like a little bit of a refurb and then they'll have a new narrator. Like they were supposedly completely redoing the entire story, which made me a little anxious, but I totally get that cuz like some of the scenes are a bit old, but like that's what's great about I mean, I guess we should talk about this from the beginning, like, right? Like you get on your little, why did I want to call it a people mover? It's not a people mover.
It's
It looks
kind
like a
of a
people
people
mover, but it's not.
mover.
It's not.
It's like
But
a
it
people
takes
mover doom buggy go kart.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the most like a people mover, I think, out of anything. And once they did the Judi Dench, obviously, okay, let's talk about this. Were you ever because I know you started going to Disney later. Um, have you only seen the Judi Dench version, or were you
Yes.
able to see, um why am I brain farting? Everyone says that they shout things at us, when we brain fart like this, so I appreciate that, thank you. You're probably telling me what I
Shout
need to
louder!
know.
Shout louder!
Shout louder! Um, what the hell? What is wrong with me? Why can't I think of his name? Guys, this is embarrassing. Don't at me on this. Who was so anyway, well, while I look this up because apparently I'm incapable of having a Disney podcast, but have you only seen the Judi Dench
I've
version?
only seen Judi Dench.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I just hate myself sometimes. Jeremy Irons, God in heaven. Oh Lord have mercy. In my opinion, Jeremy Irons was the best narrator of all time.
Oh Jesus! Sorry,
Were
I thought my sound was
you
off.
trying to do
No, somebody sent me a Snapchat, and I was like, "Where?" I don't ever have my volume on. Um, no, I've never seen that one. So I don't know. I think
Oh,
I think obviously it needs an update because the Judi Dench one was a lot of fun back in 2009 when you got to choose like what you're doing, and then like they put your face on
yeah.
your character, and that was so like early 2000. Like
Right. It still looks early 2000.
yeah.
Let's not make it any different here. So I'm looking back at like the history of who else. Oh, that's right. I could have sworn that Walter Cronkite was the narrator before Jeremy Irons, and I'm correct. Yes, that's correct. So Jeremy Irons is the one that I don't know if I saw. When did they change it? So the remodel before Judi Dench was in November of 1994, and so then that's when they brought on Jeremy Irons until they brought in Judi Dench, and then the one before that was Walter Cronkite, up until 1994 from 1986. And then they had another guy before that, but it doesn't matter. So like like
Non-factor.
I think here's what bums me out about the whole. I was very, 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 very excited about Judi Dench. I didn't want to get rid of Jeremy Irons, like, because obviously we all love his voice. We love Scar. Like, everybody loves his voice. Also, side note, his son is hot as shit. Have you ever seen his son before? His name is Max Irons.
Gonna look him up
And he is
right
hot as
now.
hell. Oh, look him up, kids. Introduce yourself to some of
What's
his.
his
He was
name?
in Max Irons. The first time I ever saw him, he was in, I don't know if you guys remember, like, Stephanie Myers did, like, some random ass other book, and it was called, like, The Host or something like that. It was, like, him and Saoirse Ronan, I wanna say, maybe? I don't know what it was. But another show that I saw him in was in which y'all get to see, thing, was, The White Queen, which was on Stars, if you love a historical drama with a lot of doing it. Um, that's the one to watch. But anyways, he is hot. Side story.
What?
Get into it. What? Yeah. Anyways, Jeremy Irons, in my opinion, the gravitas of his voice is just everything. And like when Judi Dench, who also is this amazing actress, amazing Shakespearean actor, like so much gravitas, and I felt like they dumbed down her voice. Like they made her say like dumb shit.
Oh,
So it
I don't
bummed me
know.
out like super
Yeah.
hard because I thought like Spaceship Earth was very grandiose, and it should be because you're talking about like communication and like how communication like went through the history of time, and I wanted it to be grandiose, and then they like I felt like they dumbed down Judi Dench, which is like the last thing I would ever have expected, and it bummed me out like so hard. These are my thoughts.
These are my thoughts. I
I
don't
do
like
like the
when you
choose
go
your
through
adventure thing.
the
It
fire
amuses
thing.
me.
The fire section of that just smells
What,
gross.
the Rome?
Yeah.
You don't like Rome on fire? There's like candles of
No.
Rome on
It
fire. Oh, I love it.
reminds me of
I
when
like
Pirates
it.
of the Caribbean is on fire, that
It does.
area, and it
Yeah, very similar.
stinks.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's very similar. What was I watching? It was like some TikTok I was watching, and someone was talking about like the smells of Disney World, and it was
Oh.
all it was all just the different smells of the attraction water, and I was cracking up because it's so true. The water smells like shit. I was dying laughing. I love that. But I do like the choose your own adventure thing. I do like taking my picture and taking a stupid picture. It's always a stupid picture. It's never like me being cute and smiling. It's always like me going like or something weird,
It
like with
better
my tongue
not
hanging out.
be. Yeah, it's gotta be a stupid picture.
It's gotta be a stupid picture. Like, why are you taking something serious? Because then it's like this weird, like, what's your future gonna look like? I can't sign up for it. So like that's why I was like so on the fence about. I didn't want them to change the message. And obviously this is not going to happen now, but or at least for the foreseeable future. I didn't want them to change the message of communication and why it was there in the first place.
Nerd.
But hey, I'm very proudly a nerd, and my nerdiness got like real bad during quarantine. Because it's like, what
Nerded
else we
level
do?
2000.
Oh, I leveled up like so hard. And then there's that little like area that you walk off on, which used to be called Communicore. I'm gonna cough. What is it called now? I don't even know. When you get off Spaceship Earth.
Yes.
And then like you watch the big screen that shows everybody's pictures and where they're from,
Which is pretty cool.
which is fun. And then there's all these other like although I'm curious to know if that stuff is open because
It's all
I always thought it
hands-on,
was
touchy
gross. It's all
touch.
hands-on.
Yeah.
Yes. Here's actually let's talk about this for a hot minute. I have never been so thrown. We talked about this with Haunted Mansion, I think it was. Was it Haunted Mansion? We're like totally fine with them taking the hands-on stuff, taking it away because that stuff is gross.
Oh yeah. Well, we're talking about that for Winnie the Pooh, Haunted
Winnie the Pooh.
Mansion, Snow White's Mine Train ride. They've all got you just touch everything.
Because you know so well those kids have just put their fingers in their nose and then wiped it on that. You know it. You've seen it. Don't even act like you haven't seen it.
Blech.
It's just I can't. So I'm really okay if that stuff is no longer there. It's fine.
I mean, and it's so out of date. It is
It is.
dated.
It is, and that's why they're
Dated,
updating
dated.
it. Totally makes sense. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the that's what's great about Epcot is because Epcot is so futuristic that they do continuously have to update it. And so people who fight it, I think, are weird. And then also, although I do agree with the argument of fighting it in the event that it becomes too IP like, hence the Guardians of the Galaxy argument. Because I don't
Well,
think none of
yeah,
the
as long as they stop like with the like Guardians of the Gal, like I guess naming the themes, like just keep it a futuristic world. You don't have to be like, oh, like
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Like no,
yeah.
because if you want to go that direction, make it like Mad Max, futuristic.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. And it's like it even goes when we start talking about the countries, through our tour here, and we talk about like, yeah, I know there's Frozen Ever After. It's very IP driven, but it takes place in like a Scandinavian country, so it makes sense for it to be there. Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't make any sense to be there, in my opinion. Whatever. I'll get off my soapbox.
Although speaking of the countries, I just looked over and the Ratatouille ride is showing there as coming soon.
Fun. I'm glad they're still continuing with that. I'm very excited about that ride. Everyone talks so much about it in like the Disneyland Paris world. So I'm excited for that ride a lot. Really excited. What do we have? Okay, so do we want to go east or west? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Should we go east? Should we go west? Future world.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
The map shows
Let's
east
go
first, but it
west.
doesn't matter. Let's go
Oh
west. Okay,
no
good,
no
because
no
that's the
no!
direction. Oh shit.
Because it
Where are we
says
going?
because we're already in Future World East and we already talked about Spaceship Earth and Mission Space and all that. We should just
Okay.
stick with that just in case we don't finish.
Yeah, just in case. Okay, where are we on time?
I'm
Actually,
sorry. I only said west because I thought of
27.
Wicked. Look to the western skies.
Get it? Get it? Okay, so next is Mission Space, which is something I've never been on because it freaks me out. Have you been on it?
Oh my god, Matt makes me go on it every time, and he always says that I could wait for him, but I just don't like knowing that he's gonna go have fun without me because I want to see how much fun he's having. Um, but he
Nick always
also
goes on it without me too, so you're fine. I'm usually sitting out there or wandering about somewhere.
he also doesn't allow us to go on the easy one, green, because okay. So for those who've never been on it,
Mm,
you go in and they ask you at the front which mission would you like to go on, orange or green or orange.
yes.
Green is for the less intense experience. You could also be shorter. Excuse me. The minimum short height is 40 inches, and it's tamer. I don't know how much tamer because I've never been on it because
Right.
Matt likes to do orange, and orange is the intense journey, and it's for 44 inches and higher. It's got a little triangle here, warning for for I can't read it; it's too little. Warning for
Is that
safety.
for, like,
You
the
should be
heart
in good
condition,
health.
pregnant
Yeah,
people?
heart because
Yeah.
you feel these G's, and it makes me so sick, and I don't
Ugh.
like the ride. I don't know where they changed it up a little. Fine.
Yeah,
Um,
I cannot sign up for
it
that.
just makes me sick, but Matt loves it so much, and I tell him that when I go, like, I'll do it once, once a trip with him, because usually we go to Epcot like
Right.
15,000 times while we're there, because we're here for 7 to 9
Sure.
days, and we have annual passes, so sometimes we just like to pop into Epcot for dinner or to drink a couple more times. But yeah, no, he loves
Yeah.
it. I don't. It's nauseating. So if you are easily affected by motion sickness, this is not for you.
So I don't get motion sick, but I don't like the feeling. I don't like the feeling of falling, nor do I like the feeling of being shot up. And so that's why I don't go on this ride for that reason. Especially now that I have vertigo, like I definitely couldn't go on this ride, but I just don't like the feeling of that. And apparently it's like you can say right now, does it feel like like your head's like being like pushed in?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about
Oh,
that.
it's
I'm
just
not
like
about that life.
I hate it. No, 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 no.
Harp knows. What I will say, it's an excellent photograph. It
Oh
looks
yeah, it's a
beautiful from the
beautiful
outside.
spot. And a long time
It's a
ago, I
beautiful
found a
attraction.
little hidden Mickey made of blue stones inside their little
Yeah?
pebbled walkway. Like it's got a bunch of different color stones all over it. And one day I just like was walking and I just happened to look down and my big toe is basically pointing at a hidden Mickey,
That's awesome.
and I haven't been able to find it since. I've been looking
That's awesome.
because it's
Yeah.
little. It's like the size of my thumbnail with 2 pinky nail stones as the ears.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so cute. You'll have to like show me a picture because I want to find it next time.
I think it's on my Instagram.
I do love a hidden Mickey. Um, yeah, I mean, that's all. So a lot of people too, like Mission Space used to be like the hot ride back in the
Oh
day,
my god, I remember
and now
just
it's pretty easy to get on.
watching Disney Channel and they're all talking about it and it's all crazy and everybody's all excited to go to space. And yeah,
And then
now it's
people
like
ride.
literally you just walk on. And if you don't
Yeah,
just
it's
walk on, walk away.
yeah. I mean, yeah. And honestly, my husband will say the same thing. He's like, if I can't walk on, I'm not like actively trying to ride that. So I get that. It I think I think too because there's just the two options. Like people are just like whatever. But it's kind not. I think it does need an update in my opinion because that one I feel like it's one of those rides where like you ride a couple times and then you're like, all right, I'm good. Personally, it's my
Yeah.
opinion. I've
Again,
never
like I
ridden
said,
it.
I only ever go on it because Matt asks. And I'm
Gross.
such a nice, doting, loving fucking husband.
You are. You are. So let's move over to Test Track
That
because
one's a
everybody
lot of
loves Test
fun.
Track. God
That
bless. I love Test Track.
that one's a lot of fun. My mom really enjoyed that one when we went. I think it was like in April. It was just me, Matt, and my mom. It was really cute, and Matt wanted to sleep in, so she and I went and rode the parks, the Future World rides before the showcase
Yeah.
opened, and we just like went on single rider for the test track thing, and her picture is adorable.
Oh,
You just see
so
her
that's
having
I'm
so much
glad you
fun on
said
it.
that. Oh, that's so cute. I'm so glad you brought up single rider because this ride, unless you're with your children or whatever, this ride is perfect for single rider as long as you don't care like being sat next to, strangers and that's what's going to happen. But like I always do single rider because usually it's just me or Nick, or a lot of times it's me or at Disneyland for one. And we just do single rider and you can blow through it. The only thing that kind of sucks, it doesn't really suck, it's not a big deal. It's just meh, is that you can't do like the customized vehicle if you're doing single rider. Like, like the little line you go through and then you pick, like, you design your vehicle that you're driving or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. You don't get you don't
Can't do
get to
that.
design your own vehicle. You get like a random one that somebody like created and walked away or something. And
Yeah, and that's
um,
fine. I mean, who cares? Like,
but
whatever.
it is
If
kind
you're
of.
into
I
that.
think it's kind of fun if you flip that around and you think, okay, you're gonna get this random car that some kid might have built and then got too scared to ride the ride, and then you're like,
I didn't think
you're riding the ride for him, and you're like
so.
rooting for this kid, and you're like shitting on
Yeah.
everybody who loses on you during like the wind tunnel and all that stuff. You're like, ha! I got this random car, and your car still sucks. But I
I didn't
must
know.
preface,
That's what it was.
I'm a sore loser, but I'm a worse winner.
So I did not know that those were like cars that people had designed and just walked away from.
That's what I'm assuming, only because I mean
That'd be great if it
that
is. Yeah.
I think that's like the most plausible thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah. So if you love Test Track, you will 100%, 1,000,000,000% love the Cars ride at Disneyland because it's the exact same ride, except much more fun. And if you can imagine something being more fun, because Test Track is super fun and it's literally the exact same cars, like the exact same cars. It makes me chuckle every time I get in. And but it's got like more hills and it's a little more exciting, or it's a lot more exciting. But I mean, Test Track is has been one of my favorite rides and for a long time. It's just so fun. And then you go like I scream every time, which is stupid because it's not scary.
But it's like a scream of like fun, like this is you're having
Oh
fun.
yeah. Like especially when you're going through, it looks like you're going through that wall before you go outside and do like the roundabout outside.
Yeah,
I always scream like what a people, and especially if you're on single rider and these people are looking at you like you're a full idiot.
a fucking
Like
Wee
why are you
Hut Junior.
It's so great though, and I love the little contests, and it's just the only thing that sucks about Test Track is that it goes down a lot because of weather. And so in the summer, when it
Mm-hmm.
rains every day, Test Track is like you I think the only time you can ride Test Track in the summer is if you're like early morning. Otherwise, it's like shut down.
Yeah. That's also, like, always the easiest the easiest line to get through
Hmm.
is early morning.
Yeah, well, that's true for pretty much anything. But like, if you have early magic hour, or like, just definitely do Test Track first, just because, like, yeah, I know you want to go to Soarin', I know you want to go to Frozen Ever After, but like, especially in the summer, that ride will 100% be shut down for the majority of the afternoon into the evening because of the weather, because it goes outside. So, that's my hot take for you. Listen to me. But I love Test Track.
And now
So
you
much fun.
know, because it's my super short show.
And I know. Do they I wonder if they still have they used to have a GM employees lounge in Test Track, and I don't know if it's still there. But if you, or someone in your family, or someone in your I should say someone in your party that you're with, is a GM employee or like a contractor for like if they have a GM ID or if they're retired. Now, again, I don't know if this is still
I
active,
wanna say it's
but
still there.
I hope so. They used to have like meetings and stuff for like GM employees, like in these places, but it's like a special door that you go in. It's like on the side. So like if you're facing the entrance to Test Track, it's like on the right hand side. It's kind of a hidden door. And then the last time I went there with my brother-in-law, so my brother-in-law at the time was working for GM. He doesn't work for them anymore, but um at the time you could go through that door and then go up this elevator and you show your ID, and then you would get fast passes. It's a beautiful lounge. It overlooks Future World. It's beautiful. But the last time we went, this was not last December, but the December before that we went, they didn't have that entrance way, like it wasn't open for some reason, so they just gave us fast passes, which was fine. And that was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. But if it's still there, it's very, very nice. And who wouldn't take an air conditioned location in Disney at any time of the year?
Anytime.
Yeah, it was cool. But it's still presented by Chevrolet, so I would think that it's still available if you're a GM employee, because
Yeah.
Chevrolet is part of GM. So yeah. So where is this Epcot Experience? Is it still in the same spot? Let me look on the map here. So the Epcot Experience, when I went to it, hold on. Where's number 4? Oh yeah, it's still in the same place. So it's in the Odyssey building. Okay. That's like kind of far. So it's like right before you're walking into, this is actually a side road I end up taking to go into World Showcase, because I start with Mexico.
And it's got a
Everyone can
bathroom and
fight me on
everything
that.
there,
It's got
and
a
it
bathroom. It's
looks
got two,
abandoned at all times.
but not anymore because the Epcot Experience is there now. And the reason why they put that there was right after they did that all these big announcements at D23 last year. They wanted to kind of showcase all of the new stuff that's coming to Epcot. And usually, like, this building was always a place that, again, looks kind of abandoned, but it would be a place that, like, they would have like lectures and stuff for any of the festivals going on, or just kind of like a place to just chill out. And there's two places to go to the bathroom. It's solid. But now it's cool. Did you go to the Epcot Experience? I can't remember.
I
Did
have
we go to
no,
we
I
went to
didn't go
that?
there.
Didn't we? When we were there? I can't remember. Where there's like you walk in and then
It
there's like the balls in the center, and there's all like a 360. Oh, you don't like those 360 things. The 360
oh, yeah, no, I
video
didn't
of
go
all the stuff
there.
coming to Epcot. Yeah. It's worth going to. First, it's worth going to just for the air conditioning purely. Even if you've seen it before, just go in there for the air conditioning, get some water, go pee pee. Like, I mean, like, live your truth. But it's cool. Like, it does show you like all the changes that are coming to Epcot at some point.
One
And it's still
day.
open right now. It says one day it'll come. And they're obviously still working on stuff because they show it on the map here, like the play thing and Guardians of the Galaxy, which you noticed. I didn't notice. So it's fun. Like, if anything, go, take a air conditioned shit at the end of the day.
There you go.
There's nothing better than an air conditioned dome in Disney of all places. If you get air conditioned shit, fantastic. God bless. Get into it.
And there's one that's inside, and there's one that's like on the outside of the building by the first aid and everything, the child
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay.
So let's talk about Mouse Gear. I love Mouse Gear so much,
Mouse Gear's
but I haven't seen
amazing.
it since they moved it, so I don't know. But Mouse Gear now, so if you recall where Mouse Gear was at, now Mouse Gear, let's see, number 7 on the map. It's pretty close to Spaceship Earth, so it's closer than it used to be. Right? Right? Was it on the other side? Was it on the other side? I don't even know where I'm at right now. Where am I at? It's at a different location, okay, fam? It's at a different location. And I'm sure it's a pain in the ass because everything's probably like very clumped together
it
and like a
is in a
whole
different location.
thing. Yeah,
I
it
didn't
is.
even
I think it was on the other
realize. I was
side.
like staring at this map. I was like, why does it look so weird? Because that whole like umbrella area, like everything is missing from there. Okay,
It's
this
not there anymore. Yeah. Yeah, because like the Umbrella Cafe, the Starbucks isn't there anymore. Like they've taken out so much because of the remodel. And then of course they were gonna,
yeah, I forgot about
move
that. So I'm like looking at it, I was like, when the
Mouse
hell
Gear.
did
But
it come
Mouse
over
Gear,
here?
yeah, yeah. And so Mouse Gear is the emporium of Epcot, and it's huge, and it's like there. I always find more things at Mouse Gear than I do at like any other gift store, and I'm even including World of Disney in that at Disney Springs. I find everything at Mouse Gear. Everything.
Yeah, Mouse Gear's
This is
got
my
a
opinion.
fun. It's huge. I think Mouse
It's
Gear
huge.
gives.
Well, it was. I don't think it's
Oh
huge
yeah,
right
yeah, that's
now.
true. Mouse Gear was huge. I think I was gonna say I would say it would give Emporium a run for its money. But yeah,
Oh,
no, I don't
in
know.
size, yeah. Um, and I think in the quality, I just always found so much more stuff at Mouse Gear. I don't know what I love the Emporium, don't get me wrong, and I know when we did our Main Street USA tour, I probably went on and on about Emporium because I love it. But like I don't know why I feel like it's better organized at Mouse
I would
Gear.
agree with that. I think Mouse Gear was
It's
better
so
organized.
fun.
It had like a whole like holiday section. It had the toys off into one little area.
Yeah.
I don't know. It had like all the magic bands and cell phone cases in one area, and it has all like the backpacks in one area. Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit better organized.
Like with Emporium, you had to go like room to room to room to room. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like sectioned off. Like you had to like and when they would change their layout of Emporium, then you wouldn't know what room you needed to go in, which would drive me nuts. Like obviously like the first room usually is always the same. Like when you first walk into Emporium and Magic Kingdom, it's usually like the same shit. But then when you go into like the later rooms, they would switch them around a bit and that was very annoying to me. I don't like not knowing where I'm going. And even though Mouse Gears is essentially one giant room, I felt like was organized a little better. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I love Mouse Gear.
me too. I'm a
I always
fan
love
of
Mouse Gear. I felt
Mouse
like it was
Gear.
chill. Me too. Like it was just very chill. It was crazy, but it was much more chill than Emporium. Let's say that.
It's easier to
Emporium
move
is
around though because it's like a bigger space versus like a
yeah.
long hallway.
Well, it's a newer quote sort of store, so it has a different layout. Where Emporium, it's just especially I don't know what you doing going to the Emporium before a parade or after one. Like you have to go during one. That's the only time. Um, where it's just wall to wall people, and I never have experienced that at Mouse Gear. Even comparing Mouse Gear to like World of Disney, where World of Disney is wall to wall people. Mouse Gear, I felt like was always very. I didn't go to get overstimulated, or overwhelmed at Mouse Gear. This could be totally different now with this new temporary location. It could be like a mess. I have no idea. But like Mouse Gear's it. Like I used to that was like one of my favorite places to shop, like out of anywhere. Was Mouse Gear.
It is a good place. They have a lot of
Yeah.
the backpacks that Matt and I like to buy
They
too.
do. They do. And plus, like obviously, like that's where you're gonna get the majority of any of your festival merch. There's obviously in normal times. There's festival merchandise stands, but they stress me out. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know
Hmm.
why they stress me out. Maybe because they're like right there,
There's
and
a
I feel like I'm
line and It's kind of like when I try to go pee and people are waiting for me. It's just like, I'm frazzled.
Yeah, and it's like very awkward when you go in like festival merchant, and they're very small. They're just like little tents, and like you go in, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know. I love Mouse Gear. I can't say anything more about it. It makes me happy. But so that's Future World West, or shit, every fucking time. Future World East. That's Future World East, guys. And we didn't obviously the new pavilion play will be in Future World East, and the new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will be in that area too. So yeah, it seems kind of empty right now, but obviously those two new pavilions will drive so much traffic over to those, especially the Guardians one, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And Gateway Gifts is finally going to see its day.
I know.
Just kidding, because Guardians of the Galaxy is obviously going to have a gift shop at the end of it, and that's where all the money's going to go.
Ouch. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. And I love I mean, like Guardians is like some of my most favorite Marvel movies. So we did a full Marvel. This is just out of nowhere, but we did a full Marvel marathon a couple weeks ago. Every
Yikes.
single movie. Just went into it, just like balls deep. To the Marvel world. And it was enjoyable because I hadn't watched some of the earlier movies in a long time, especially since Infinity War and Endgame. And they're like different movies now. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But yeah, so I think like at this point, yeah, this is a shorter episode, but there's so much to talk about in Future World West
that it would be a long episode and you guys would not stick around.
Yeah, so we're just gonna give you a little nibble, a little taste.
Oh, little
Future
taste.
World.
Little bite.
I've been this has like seriously been one of like the best days I've had like this month. I've been so excited. I've been waiting to record with you.
Yeah,
And it's been so much fun. I feel like we sound very excited. When I go back and play back this, we're gonna sound very loud.
I know.
It's awesome. I'm so excited. You're home in like where you can record.
Yeah.
You're not really home. Yeah. You were home.
Yeah.
I know. Well, guys, next week, or hopefully next week, we'll be talking about Future World West, talking about the land, the seas with Nemo and friends, Journey to Imagination. Get into it.
Yes.
It's gonna be very exciting. So stick around. This has been Annie at WDW Collective, and with me, I'm so excited, is with me.
Hi guys, wonderful Brady Cleary, also known to you guys as WDW. Wait, no, I'm not WD. God damn it. I am Brady Cam at Instagram. I've done that before. I
tag you a lot, so they can find you from there.
Yeah, you'll find me. Anyways, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun, and see you real soon. Bye, guys. Bye.